Hello.
Hello,
Hello, Adriana. How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you. How about you?
I'm really good. How was your trip in Rome?
Ah, wonderful. Really an ex unforgettable experience.
Oh, I'm
I
so
returned,
happy for you.
yes, I returned little sick, but I hope I will be able to conduct today's class. Yes,
You have good time.
Hi, hi, hi.
absolutely fantastic. Yes, thank you.
I'm happy for you. I'm really happy for you. Sorry.
You.
Thank you. Welcome all the students who decided to spend this time with us trying to practice our
Hello.
English. These few first minutes are for us to introduce ourselves, so please feel free
Hi,
to say
Muhammad Omar.
hello.
Hi, Muhammad.
Okay, why is so dark there?
ترد يا عم، انت محروق ولا ايه؟
I'm not sure it was English. Okay, so we have Mohammed, Hilary, Loredana, Omar, Rosa, and someone uh, uh, called, I think, by the computer he or she uses. So feel
مين
free to
اسكت
say,
يعني؟
okay, hello,
هلو.
what is your name?
ابراهيم.
Okay, can you change it in the Zoom?
يا ابني رد، مش عارف ارد، ما اعرفش اتكلم انجليزي.
Sorry, I don't understand you.
I
He
think
said
he speaks Arabic.
Yeah, so that's why I don't
He said
understand.
I can speak English. Yes, he said I can't talk with you very good. He wants to improve
Okay, by
their language
listening.
to yes by listening. So he come on you.
Okay, Mohammed, thank you so much for your for your help. Otherwise, I would be in
Yes,
problems.
I was surprised about him. He say I don't understand you, but he said the Arabic language.
Okay. Okay, so I think such a situation happened to me for the first time. Okay, we have more students that have just joined. Anyone that would like to introduce themselves, please free to unmute and say your name, where are you from, how are you doing today, and and we will start after a moment. Omar, go ahead.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, nice to meet you all. This is Omar from Algeria. I'm 43 years old. Last time I checked.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I think it's your
I love-
first class with me, right?
yeah, I think so.
Okay, so perfect. Welcome.
Thank you a lot.
Anyone else? Loredana, go ahead.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. I'm Loredana from Italy. I'm doing well. I'm so happy to join this class.
Thank you, Loredana. Okay. Anyone else?
Yes. Okay, my name is Muhammad, and I'm from Egypt, and I enjoy learning English with you.
Thank you. Welcome. We are happy to have you.
فورم فروم
Okay, from Egypt. Okay, from Egypt.
مصر ام
Fantastic.
الدنيا.
Fantastic. Okay. Anyone else? So don't worry, in case you cannot do it now, you always can when you will participate in the class, giving answers to feel free to say hello before you start, and let me introduce myself as we have some new students. I am Adrianna. I am from Poland. I am, as you probably can hear, not a native speaker, but I have the privilege to learn with you and to help you practice your language here. So I was absent for 2 weeks, but I will be continuing my classes always on Mondays at 2 p.m. London time, 3 is in Poland. So feel free to join me. And for those who for different reasons need to leave earlier, at the end of the class, I usually paste the worksheet we are working on during the class on the Telegram group. So feel free to download it and to practice yourself, because the level of today's class is upper intermediate. So for some of you, it may be a little bit difficult, but we are going to practice some vocabulary that may be useful. It is somehow connected with my absence, because I was on a special workshop dedicated to communications that was held in Rome. So I really loved my stay there, because it's already warmer than here in Poland, even though you can see it is a very sunny weather today. So let's don't lose our time and start the class. Today we will be talking about news, about the ways we learn about things that are happening on the world. And at the beginning, we have some nice discussions questions. So let me share my screen. Let me know if it is visible. Yes, thank you, Alex. So my screen is visible. Maybe before even we start those questions, when you see the topic of today's lesson, how to choose your news, what comes to your mind? What do you think about that? What do you suspect can be the topic of this class? Hanan, you can start.
Hello, nice to see you again. So I think the title is well, the topic is going to be about how to differentiate between fake news and the true one. I think everyone has certain characteristics that we will learn how to make the difference between the two, and maybe certain tips to choose or how to know the true one.
Thank you. Very nice thought. Omar?
Yeah, I think I agree with Hanan. So sometimes, some news sources can be misleading and feed us with fake and, false news. So I think we ought to, have different sources for news, and we should also try to look for the most authentic sources. And I think the picture is very communicative. It
Yes,
shows
this
that
is what I wanted actually to ask you, to describe the picture and the emotions or sensation it can provide. Could you do
well,
this? How do you
this
understand this picture?
I see that the picture is burning, so it might be holding fake news. So, and the guy is really happy, to see it burn. So maybe he set it on fire because he didn't like.
Newspaper, yes, the newspaper is under fire, and he really looks like a person that did something, has done something very nice. He's happy about that. Okay, so
Maybe he didn't.
we can presume many different things, of course, because it's only a picture that can be interpreted in many different ways. That maybe he wrote, he just read about something unpleasant to him, and he decided to burn the newspaper to forget about the whole thing. Anyone else? Thank you, Omar.
Yeah, pleasure.
would like to add something?
Yeah, first of all, hi everyone, and hi Adriana. Yeah,
Hello.
nice to see you.
Mudakik.
I would,
Mudakik is your name, right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I would say how to choose your news. From my perspective, for example, in a class, we have a teacher who would say to us, "Tomorrow, bring your news." So I would bring a news which attract people. For example, it could be a news, it could be a sad or a delightful news, but from my perspective, I think it is something like this. And about the picture, I think there is something like the person just read. For example, there was a president who was not a good president, and the news is spread it like he is done. He will be not our president anymore, and he is delightful, and he is saying we are done with the president. So he got happy. This is what I get from the picture. Of course, we can, as you said, we can get many thought from this picture, but that was my thought about it.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Alex?
Of course, nowadays when we have a lot of different kind of information from different kind of stuff from internet, from TV, from another one, we should to be careful what we listen because security is very important. When nowadays there are a lot of strong, there are a lot of things that that you following on their point of view, but we should to use our brain and should to use analyze and follow only on our on only on our point of view and to be careful with different kind of information and sometimes it's just usual trash information that just make mess in our brain. Yep, and we should to use honest and independence stuff to know what happened in the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very good presumption. So, more or less, this will be our topic today. We have also Metu Gafishi raising his hand, so go ahead now and do a comment. Meshak, are you here?
Yeah, I'm just here.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks first of all for the words, for the yeah. Just great to be here. This is my first time, and it's my great pleasure to be right now here. And I'm from DRC, Democratic Republic of Congo. I'm from Congo. All right, and I can see here a picture how to choose your news. I don't know the question because I was late to be here to join you right now. I don't know the
Mm-hmm.
question. I don't know if the question is about the picture which is just here, and I don't know. I can see that the picture we have someone who is there, is smiling. I don't know his name. To me that is just I don't know if the picture who is seeing. It seems that it's just in the gladness. It's just in the gladness. It means that perhaps he has just seen something which is so praise of no perhaps he has just seen something which is making him in the gladness. I don't know. Yeah, this is what I've just seen, but I don't know the question. If it was the question, I don't know. Thank you so much, really.
Thank you for introducing yourself. I'm sorry. Okay, so let's move on. We will come to some of the thoughts that were mentioned here. So here we have 5 different questions, all related to to the topic or somehow are going to help us understand the whole process. Lately, I was introduced to a new term like digital discernment. So it's very fitting to what we are going to do today. So we need to discern what I think Alex mentioned. We need to be careful, not only Alex, but all the previous speakers about the amount, the quality, the source of information we get. Okay, so let's focus a little bit on the first question. Where do you usually read or watch the news? Newspapers, social media, online news. So anyone ready to answer this question? Let's do it briefly because we have a lot of things to do. So I think it's a very simple questions and try to reply in a simple way as well. Okay, let's start with Basit. Basit, go ahead.
Thank you, and good evening, Teacher Adriana and all my
Good
fellows.
evening.
This is Basit, and this is Basit from Pakistan. So, come to the first question. I usually watch news, online news, on YouTube, and I have subscribed a couple of channels whom I trust that their news would be true and would be closer to the reality. So that's why I have chosen uh, at least 4 to 5 channels. Further, I have subscribed some uh, podcasts, podcasts, American news podcasts, for the improvement of my English language skills. Thank you.
So you do both. You read news and also you
Yes,
learn language. Perfect. Omar.
yes.
Okay, so as for the first question, I try to vary my sources, so sometimes I watch something usually on social media then, but I try not to jump into a conclusion. So I fetch for news, I mean, either on YouTube or on TV, and I try to watch news from different channels, especially so if there's a conflict, let's say between two countries, I try to watch news from both countries and maybe to other countries that are not involved, so that I get a better picture of the scene of what's really taking place. And sometimes if I have friends from either countries, so I try to ask them to see if, I mean, if the news is really, if it's valid, if it's, I mean, if things are correctly broadcasted on news channels.
Thank you. Thank you. You have already mentioned a good tip for us what to do to find like balance between two opposite sides sometimes, right? Or to be careful about manipulation that we can meet in the media. Okay, let's move to the second question. How much time do you usually spend reading news articles and watching videos? And is it something important to you and why? Carlos, you can start. You were first.
Thank you very much. Good morning. I'm
Good
glad to
morning.
be here. Greetings from Ecuador. I like to spend half an hour watching the news, especially in YouTube or maybe some address on websites of the news like CNN or CBS. And then I like to read the opinion articles in the newspapers.
Thank you. Mudakik?
Yeah. I used to watch a lot of news, but then I stopped and I watched vloggers and this stuff that I was interested in. Nowadays, I'm back to watching news because we know about the war which is going on, and I'm curious to know about it. Plus, it is good for my English. As we say, to kill two birds with one stone. So it is good for my English, and I keep myself updated as well.
Thank you. Omar?
Yeah, I think it depends. It rather depends on the news itself and whether I'm somehow involved. I mean, and if it carries some weight for me, if it's important to me, and yeah, sometimes I might watch for more than 1 hour or try to check each time and then to see if things got any better or any worse. Like um, as is the situation now. There's a war going on, and you need to know what's going on and to check TV once in a while. So it depends on the incidents that are happening and if they are relevant to me or not.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Very good point. I mean, extend to it to how much the news are related to my personal life changes a lot, right? If the war is just in my country or in the neighborhood, I would be more interested than if it happens far away. So it makes sense, right? Okay, so let's focus a little bit about question number 4. Okay, so I would like you to describe the change that happened between the generation of our fathers or grandfathers and now. What changed? How the way we receive news now is different than it was before. What changed? What happened?
May I go?
Yeah, go ahead,
Okay.
Basit.
Yeah, thank you. Teacher, my father, when we were young and we were children, my father used to listen to the news on radio. And he used to listen to BBC News because at that time, that was the most trusted source of news here in my country. So we would listen to uh, that channel. But as we grew up, um, television and cable news network came, and then internet. After 2000, internet came to our lives, and now we and our children know they are used to watch news and these programs on internet. And even I don't have a television at my home because people in young generation, they do not want to stuck in a couch and watch the TV all the day because they have uh, mm, uh, Android phones in their hands, and this change has, and the change of choice has also emerged during these times because we in my childhood, our forefathers, they had a limited uh, source of news, and they couldn't verify the news from any other source. And but now we have millions of different channels where we can compare the news, and this is how, as in the social media and uh, the electronic media have both uh, different diversities in relaying their program. So now it's not hard to find the truth. And now bigger corporations, they cannot uh, get success in making the mood or a political environment in a specific area. So this is how the watching of the news has changed and the perspective of the people have changed uh, uh, in respect of listening or watching to the news. Thank you.
Thank you. Loredana, what is your opinion?
Yes, Adriana, thanks. I remember when I was child, my parents watch on the TV the news, or sometimes my father, especially my father, bought a newspaper. I remember when I was child, the news on the TV was were on the specific time. And in the time, my mom turned up the TV and we silence because the news on TV really important was. And now it's totally different because you can stay informed every day, every time. It's enough to have a phone or computer on YouTube, Instagram, BBC, CNN, everywhere you can find news. Maybe it's better now because you can stay informed every time. But yes, I don't know. It's better now, really. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe too much information. Sometimes, but it's too bad. Really often, you can find fake news. Thanks,
Or
teacher.
you cannot just distinguish between the most important and the less relevant, right? Because you have a soup of everything, and it's so difficult. Okay, thank you, Loredana. Perfect answer. Rudra, don't go away. It was the moment I wanted to ask you. Rudra, go ahead. I was just laughing, don't go away because I want you to answer.
Thank you, madam. Thank you so much. Today I am very happy to join this. My name is Rudra and I am from Telangana state in India, madam.
Okay, so any insight about the topic?
So what I will tell you, madam? What is the question?
Number 4.
Number 4. Okay. Where did your parents get their news from when they were growing up? Is it the same as where they get it now? If it has changed, how is it different? Okay, madam. So in my when I was a child, my parents they always watch TV like only the Doordarshan TV. So now all our private TVs are there, private news channels are there. But when I was a child, so my parents they don't watch any news. They always speak to neighbors every time uncle and brother, sister, they always in chit chat, talking each other. But my parents always going to work. So my father was working agriculture farmer. When he come back to my home and he take rest, and after that in the evening time, he went to all the my street members are gathered and they are chit chat, they are sharing their thoughts, and but they don't watch any news. They always enjoying their life. So it was my family members, my parents enjoyed, and they don't watch any news at that time. But they always speak to one other person. So that's why they are enjoying. They are sharing the thoughts. That is the news. So news means only person to person say something each one. So they didn't watch any news. They didn't know TVs at the time. So this is my opinion.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
So So you cover even the pre-newspaper and radio era. Okay, so let's move on. Sorry if we have something to add, we will have the possibility to do it later because the time passes so fast. So today we will be watching a video about this topic, and before we are asked to do a pre-listening exercise. We have here, as you can see, some sentences that are not in order. Our task is to try to fix them up in correct order from 1 to 9. And the first one is already done. If you can see here with the number, it's maybe not a clear number, but this is one. How do you know what's happening in your word? So now let's have a look at these sentences because we don't know the video. It may seem difficult, but the sentences are divided in that way that we can somehow find the correct order. In the meantime, we'll be having here some new vocabulary that is crucial to understand the topic of news. So we will use them later. So any ideas how we can proceed with the text after the first question? How do you know what's happening in your world? Who has an idea what can be number 2? A short tip, for sure it has be the beginning of new sentence. So it will start with a capital letter. Omar, you have an idea, right?
Yeah. How do you know what's happening in your world? I was thinking about, sentence 2, the amount of information.
Exactly,
So,
and this is the correct second part. Okay, read it. If you
so the amount of information just a click away may be limitless, but the time and energy we have to absorb and evaluate it is not. All the information in the world.
Okay, now we need to find the next part of this sentence. All the information in the world. Who has any idea, Loredana?
Maybe the first won't be very useful.
Okay, continue because this is the correct
All
answer.
the information in the world won't be very useful unless you know how to read the news to your grandparents, parents, or even older sibling.
Now we need to finish. Who has an idea how we should finish this sentence? To our grandparents, parents, or even older siblings? Blah, 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 blah. Mashek, do you have any idea? Or anyone else? Rudra, you have any tips how we can continue?
Madam, I don't understand, madam. Before I said something, did you understand my words, madam?
Yeah.
Thank you. So what can I?
We put these sentences into correct on the order from 1 to 9. We need to find the correct order. What is first, what is second, to put them to make sense. Alex, maybe you can try. Okay, Rudra, go take your time, read the sentences.
How about your choices were limited to a couple of general interest magazines and newspaper of record? Huh? It could be
To your grandparents or even older siblings? No, it's not this. Yes, please.
Okay, number 4, I think. This idea would have sounded strange.
Exactly. How quickly you find yourself. Abdul Kadir, welcome.
Thank you. Sorry for being late. We had guests. Sorry.
Yeah, okay. So this would have sounded strange because only a few decades ago news was broad-based. Now we need to start a new idea, maybe. Omar, do you have any
I think the next
ideas?
sentence comes next. Your choices were limited to a
Exactly,
couple.
yes. Well done. This is not an easy exercise, but you did well. Okay. Your choices were limited to a couple of general interest magazines and newspapers of record. And what goes next? Who knows? Loredana?
Maybe censored information. A series of scandals show the democratic
No.
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 Oh, perhaps and 3 or 4 TV networks.
Exactly. Please read until the end of this sentence, okay?
Okay. And 3 or 4 TV networks were trusted newscasters delivered the day's news at the same reliable time every evening.
Thank you. This was exactly what Loredana told before, right? That there was a set time that the news were broadcasted on TV and everyone in the family was sitting silent and listening. Now it doesn't happen anymore. Okay, so number 7 will be again a new sentence, so it will be probably while, right? No, we have one more sentence here, but the problems with the system soon become apparent as mass media spread. Okay, so I gave a hint and now will be number 8. So we only have one sentence to finish. Meshak, are you here?
Yes,
Maybe.
scandal showed the democratic government.
Mohammed, thank you.
Yeah. Yes, I am.
Yeah, too late.
I'm just
The
here.
question was already answered. Okay, so I would like one person to read them in the exact order from the beginning until the end. Maybe Abdul Kadir, you can do this for us, okay?
Sure.
Thank you.
How do you know what's happening in your world? The amount of information just a click away may be limitless, but the time and energy we have to absorb and evaluate it is not. All the information in the world won't be very useful unless you know how to read the news. To your grandparents, parents, or even older siblings, this idea would have sounded strange. Only a few decades ago, news was broad-based. Your choices were limited to a couple of general interest magazines and newspapers of record, and 3 or 4 TV networks where trusted newscasters delivered the day's news at the same reliable time every evening. But the problems with this system soon became apparent as mass media spread. While it was known that authoritarian countries controlled and censored information, a series of scandals showed that democratic governments were also misleading the public, often with media cooperation.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so we will hear this again after a while, but first we have okay, it is set to watch it now, but we will do first the vocabulary part. Okay, I need to make it a little smaller for us to help us have an access to the text as much. Oh, maybe this won't be too small. Okay, we need to find in this text with these sentences not in order now a word that means to listen to and understand something over a period of time. We have this word hidden somewhere here in the text, but we need to find it out. Do we have anyone who has an idea what a word can mean to listen to and understand something over a period of time. I can give you a hint. It is the same like we water a soil, and the soil is taking inside the amount of water. We have a word starting with a letter A. Omar?
To absorb.
Absorb, yes. So the hint, I think, was useful, right?
Yeah,
Absorb.
just like plants
Absorb.
absorb water.
Okay. Number 2. Abdul Kadir, you can read, and if you know,
Okay.
try to answer.
To decide how good something is after studying it carefully. Evaluate, I think.
Exactly. Well done. Number 3. Meshak, are you here?
Yeah, I'm just here, teacher.
Okay, so read number 3 and we will try to find the correct word.
Okay. Covering at a lot of different subjects, not limited in what it talked about. Oh, the correct oh my god. uh
It's a
can
it's a
be we can I'm thinking about the
okay.
questions the
Do we
answer.
have anyone who
Oh my
knows?
god.
Because it's not easy, but I will give you a hint. It's
Broad
consists of
base?
yes, 2 words. Exactly. Broad based. So it means it's like the variety is really very wide. Number 4, Loredana.
Uh, People who present a news program and deliver the news. A speaker.
Yes, but a little bit more advanced word used here in the text.
Reporter.
Reporter.
No?
No.
Any other idea?
Newscasters.
Newspaper.
Newscasters.
Exactly. Newscasters. Not difficult to understand. This is easy. Something that is obvious, starting with a letter A.
Apparent.
Apparent, yes. Okay, number 6. Who will read at least the definition? Carlos, okay, you are unmuted to do this for us.
Governing in a strict way where it's very important to follow the rules. Maybe dictatorship.
No, but very similar.
Regime.
Close. Starting with an
No,
A.
with an A.
A.
Ah.
Look at the text. Here the word is hidden. In number 8.
Authoritarian.
Exactly. I need to be careful about the spelling. Ritarian. Well done. Okay, only 2 remaining. Number 7, Abdul Kadir.
Governing in a way where the people decide who works for them in government through free and fair elections. Democratic, I think.
Yes. And the last one is very easy. Giving the idea of something is true but it isn't, or the opposite. A very common used word.
Is it misleading?
Exactly, misleading. Really well done. I'm so proud of you. So, okay, I think it is good time now to listen and watch the video. So I need to re-share my screen. Oh my goodness. Even though it is set to do it in 2 parts, we will watch the whole video. It is like 4.5 minutes together. Try to pay attention to catch the main idea and as many details as possible. Start it from the beginning. Sorry, once again.
How do you know what's happening in your world? The amount of information just a click away may be limitless, but the time and energy we have to absorb and evaluate it is not. All the information in the world won't be very useful unless you know how to read the news. To your grandparents, parents, or even older siblings, this idea would have sounded strange. Only a few decades ago, news was broad-based. Your choices were limited to a couple of general interest magazines and newspapers of record, and 3 or 4 TV networks, where trusted newscasters delivered the day's news at the same reliable time every evening. But the problems with this system soon became apparent as mass media spread. While it was known that authoritarian countries controlled and censored information, a series of scandals showed that democratic governments were also misleading the public, often with media cooperation. Revelations of covert wars, secret assassinations, and political corruption undermined public faith in official narratives presented by mainstream sources. This breakdown of trust in media gatekeepers led to alternative newspapers, radio shows, and cable news competing with the major outlets and covering events from various perspectives. More recently, the internet has multiplied the amount of information and viewpoints, with social media, blogs, and online video turning every citizen into a potential reporter. But if everyone is a reporter, nobody is, and different sources may disagree not only on opinions, but on the facts themselves. So how do you get the truth, or something close? One of the best ways is to get the original news unfiltered by middlemen. Instead of articles interpreting a scientific study or a politician's speech, you can often find the actual material and judge for yourself. For current events, follow reporters on social media. During major events such as the Arab Spring or the Ukrainian protests, newscasters and bloggers have posted updates and recordings from the midst of the chaos. Though many of these later appear in articles or broadcasts, keep in mind that these polished versions often combine the voice of the person who was there with the input of editors who weren't. At the same time, the more chaotic the story, the less you should try to follow it in real time. In events like terrorist attacks and natural disasters, today's media attempts continuous coverage even when no reliable new information is available, sometimes leading to incorrect information or false accusations of innocent people. It's easy to be anxious in such events, but try checking for the latest information at several points in the day rather than every few minutes, allowing time for complete details to emerge and false reports to be refuted. While good journalism aims for objectivity, media bias is often unavoidable. When you can't get the direct story, read coverage in multiple outlets, which employ different reporters and interview different experts. Tuning into various sources and noting the differences lets you put the pieces together for a more complete picture. It's also crucial to separate fact from opinion. Words like think, likely, or probably mean that the outlet is being careful, or worse, taking a guess. And watch out for reports that rely on anonymous sources. These could be people who have little connection to the story or have an interest in influencing coverage, their anonymity making them unaccountable for the information they provide. Finally, and most importantly, try to verify news before spreading it. While social media has enabled the truth to reach us faster, it's also allowed rumors to spread before they can be verified, and falsehoods to survive long after they've been refuted. So before you share that unbelievable or outrageous news item, do a web search to find any additional information or context you might have missed, and what others are saying about it. Today, we are more free than ever from the old media gatekeepers who used to control the flow of information. But with freedom comes responsibility. The responsibility to curate our own experience and ensure that this flow does not become a flood, leaving us less informed than before we took the plunge.
Okay, I hope you liked the video, and we had really many things already said by you at the discussion we had before we started. So any comments like at the first thoughts you have after watching the video? Carlos, go ahead.
Thank you, Miss. Definitely, the video was interesting, really interesting. One of the things that we can make out of this video is that we need to have critical thinking to know the truth, because it's not easy when we have a great deal of information nowadays with the internet, and so many people wanted to be journalists, because so many people they didn't study to be a journalist, but they are working as journalists. So they usually had bias, and sometimes they report for the money. They are
Mm-hmm.
not covering the news in a correct way.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
we need to develop critical thinking. That is the most important.
Yes, exactly. Thank you very much. So let's do the next exercise. We have a comprehension to try to understand deeper the idea of the video. So we have a question and 3 possible answers. We need to find out the most fitting one. So Abdul Kadir, you are always ready, so you can start with the first one. Go ahead.
Okay. What caused the public to stop trusting mainstream media? A. Revelations that the government were paying the media to report them in a good light. B. The invention of the internet, which showed there were other ways to look at the news. C. Evidence that they were working with democratic governments who were not operating honestly. I think it's C.
Yes, this is the correct answer. I will give here a tick to indicate this one. Yes, I think it was really very difficult on this video. I mean, we understand that there are some regimes that working, I mean, they are trying to constrain people from having the access to truth information, but in reality, we must be careful because we are manipulated from different parts, also in democratic countries. Loredana, do the second one, please.
What is the problem with the increasing media searches due to the internet? A, too many different views which may not always have the same opinion or even agree on what is a fact. It will become expensive to get a full range of options due to the description changes. C, if there is a connection problem with the internet, it is very difficult to find out the news. What is the problem with the increase in media searches to the internet? maybe too many different views which may
Exactly.
not.
Yes, we have so much we cannot distinguish between truth and false, and we don't know what to read because it's impossible for one person to digest all these things. Okay, number 3. Any other volunteer? Hanan, let's do the number 3, okay?
Okay, what does the video suggest as a good way to get to the truth? So subscribe to a high quality news show or blog which will interpret the news honestly. Locate the source of the news story rather than an interpretation of the event. Find out what politicians are saying about the event and listen to their words, not what they are told they said. I would say the first one.
No, it is not the correct answer.
Sorry, is it
B.
uh,
B. Why?
B?
Because yes, what to do to get the truth? No, it is like to be careful about fact and opinion and try to go directly to the source. So, for example, to follow, it was said on the video, to follow the journalists who were present and are reporting exactly from the place where the event took place, not from someone who heard it from someone and added some own opinion. Maybe the vocabulary here is a little bit more advanced, so it makes difficulties. Yeah. Abdul Kadir, ready to do number 4, I see. Okay.
Okay. What does the video suggest in situations where you can't get direct sources of the news? A. Check social media and find out what people are saying, as it will often be discussed there more quickly than in the media. B. Get news from different places and compare what they are saying and what they agree on to get a full picture. C. The main news channels are usually the best source in the situation as they will have reliable access to the story. I think it's B.
Yes, exactly. This is the correct answer. Get news from different places. It was also said here in the group before we started. Elsa Maria, you can do number 5, please.
Okay, what does the video warn that news report should not contain? Information from people who are not named at this at as this could be people trying to change the story to one which benefits them. Information from several different sources, as they will not be clear and may confuse the situation more. C. Information which is based on a news blog, as blogs are often paid for by politicians. Oh, I'm confused, teacher. What does the video mean?
Okay, who knows?
Maybe A?
Can you justify your answer? Why do you think it is A?
Because some people who we don't know who they are trying to change the news, the story, in according to their interest. Maybe they are paid to change.
Yeah, if you remember, Elsa, sorry, there was like a black character taking money, and before he did a call, like saying something happened. So it is really very important, even in academics, right? When we cite someone, we take an event, a phrase from someone to indicate where was it taken from, right? Because if I say, okay, my neighbor saw a fire in the city, but we are not calling who exactly was this person, where the event happened, then we can mislead people. Like it was with the last example on the video about this Bigfoot, right? A monster in the city, and then at the end it found out that it was like a person only dressed in a costume, right? So to
Okay,
avoid
thank you.
anonymity.
Yes, okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Carlos, you can do number 6. This is the last one.
Thank you. Okay. What does the video suggest about sharing news on social media? Letter A. Avoid using social media for news as it's nearly always false. Letter B. Check news items before sharing by finding other sources. Letter C. It's the fastest way to share news, so that's the first place to go. For me, is letter B, because we have to check the news items before sharing by finding other sources. I think it's okay to share the news, especially in Instagram, but we have to check the news items and we have to find other sources. I consider
Exactly.
that could be.
Yes, this is a very good idea. Before I spread the news to double check it if it is true or not. So, okay, we haven't done everything. I will leave you a small homework because it's a nice vocabulary part here in this sheet. So I will share it just after the class. If you are willing to, you can watch the video again, go through the answers once more, and find out more new interesting vocabulary. At that point, I would like to thank you for participating in the class and inviting you for the next week. Next Monday, we will meet exactly at 2 p.m. London time, so feel free to join. Thank you so much for
Thank
participating
you,
today in
teacher.
the class.
Thank you, teacher.
Have a good day. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank
Have
you.
a good week. Bye.